Got my EpiPen because I'm allergic to
the Mariners.
To the Mariners. Kind of like the Mariners are allergic to runs and scoring and hitting a baseball. Kind of like Julio Rodriguez is allergic to outside low and away sliders. Just makes me want to. There's no needle. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Baseball season, baby. I've been dreading it. I've been dreading it for months.
Not me.
And here we are.
Not I.
Yeah, you're just super excited.
Not me.
Team hasn't lost a game yet. What do you have to worry about? It's all sunshine and rainbows.
Weren't we talking about how Detroit was going to be like a team, too?
Well, they have to play the Dodgers, and the Dodgers are unfair. The Dodgers are going to win again, and we're going to have a salary cap, and your team's going to ruin everything. Thanks, Brian.
You're welcome.
Thanks for that, Brian. Thanks for
jumping on. It really feels good to
on.
be on that side of things.
Yeah, that's just what LA needed is a winning team because, I mean, they haven't had enough of those over the year. So it's fine. It's cool. I'm not salty. Let's talk some baseball. Welcome to the house, episode 35. If you need homeless and at-risk youth services, including but not limited to substance abuse treatment, you can take it to my house, 300 North Willow Street, downtown Wasilla. Isaac Smolden, Brian Fields.
Hello.
Talking some baseball.
It's a baseball time.
Today. But before that, I mean, would you like to throw in our little NBA... NHL stuff. We're waiting for playoffs.
Yeah,
we're coming down the home stretch. Ovies.
Lakers won a big game last night.
Yeah, Ovies.
They've won a big 2 games where they beat the Grizzlies and then beat the number 2 seed Rockets, which was huge. And now they're going to play the Warriors on Thursday.
Yep.
So there's still a lot of position battling. It looks like the Lakers are going to not, for the first time in the last 2 years, be in that play-in spot, which is super exciting. Mm-hmm. And Chicago is coming out swinging, dude. I don't know. Yeah, they don't look like a 40-loss team.
Right.
And so I think they're interesting because they bring a lot of energy. They run, and they're young. And so they have the energy to run people up and down the floor. So I would watch out for Chicago. I don't think they'll do anything in the playoffs, but I'd still watch out.
Be interesting to see them make it. Yeah, and NHL Ovi's 5 goals away. That's really all I'm waiting for at this point is he going to get there before the end of the regular season? 5 goals from passing Wayne Gretzky's goal record.
Yeah.
Which is pretty interesting. So maybe we start with the one piece of NFL news is a bunch of cowards want to ban the tush push because they can't do it, and the Eagles
do.
And we agree on this topic.
Yeah, which is weird.
Yeah.
Because I thought we wouldn't agree.
No, but weak. Get better. I don't know. If everyone could do it, it'd be one thing, but they can't.
Did you hear that there's a 434-pound defensive lineman entering the draft this year?
I did see that.
Draft him. There you go.
He's the ban.
Job done,
The developers added the nerf. Hey,
Packers, quit being whiny pantses, dude, and just, you can't stop the push. I don't
then
love...
do it. Then you do it.
I don't love the play either, but I think it's a stupid thing to try to ban. Like, they seen the current rules, adjusted, and made a successful play out of it. Where's the problem there? And they run like trick plays off of it, which is super cool.
Yeah, stop crying.
Yeah.
Stop crying at the end of the day. Okay, so baseball started.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some, I think, so one of our baseball topics is going to be our house divided, because I think we end up in a little bit of a different spot on it. And it's been the biggest story in baseball, but quickly, so I had this whole thing with the Mariners family circus this week. I was actually going to have this bit about how I was so proud of the Mariners for extending the big dumper, Cal Raleigh, to the third highest contract for a catcher in MLB history, and how I was proud of management for finally pulling their heads out of their butts and making a commitment to a player that's like maybe one of the most underrated players in the game, a huge part of the pitching core, adds the offensive touch, sent the Mariners to the playoffs for the first time. Yeah, well, then the season started, and the Mariners averaged 2 runs a game against the A's, and still won 2 of those games. Put the music in the background. So the Mariners averaged 2 runs a game and still won 2 games. And I wasn't sure. I was like, should I be happy that they still managed to beat the Athletics? Notice no city name, the Athletics, twice while only averaging 2 runs a game.
Where are they playing from?
Sacramento. Those games were in Seattle, but they're playing out of Sacramento. They had their first game at home yesterday. It was not even full in Sacramento, which is not a big stadium. It was pretty sad. Anyway, this is not a Athletics Family Circus segment, although someone could certainly make one based off of the trajectory and ownership of that team. So I was like, okay, should I be upset that they're only averaging 2 runs? Should I be happy they won 2 games? And then, as if to answer my questions, the Mariners against the Tigers last night scored 6 runs and lost 9-6.
Yeah.
Cool, guys. Thanks.
Doing it.
Mariners baseball. Your team hasn't lost.
Whoop, whoop, let's go Dodgers.
And they beat the pants off the Tigers.
Yes, they
did. The Dodgers just look like they are going
turning
to
the lights out.
Just roll everyone again.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Here's the
biggest
bold
team
prediction.
in free agency.
Here's the bold prediction. They are going to beat the Yankees single win record this year. It's going to happen.
Well,
mark my words.
Right now, the team that has the most wins in a season is not the Yankees.
What?
It is the Mariners. 116 wins in 2001. Mm-hmm.
Why did I think it was the Yankees?
Cubs. I don't know. The Yankees had 114 in 1998. The Dodgers came close in 2022 with 111 wins. So 116 is the number to get by. What did you know what? 2 of them. Let's run 2 of them. What did the Mariners do in 2001 when they set the MLB? They're tied for most wins in MLB history. They lost to the Yankees in the playoffs, which is maybe where the confusion is.
Maybe that's where I got it.
They didn't even make it to the World Series with that team. Randy Johnson, Ichiro Suzuki, Brett Boone, Edgar Martinez. Yeah. Didn't do anything.
That's gotta be the biggest flop ever. I feel like
it's only a minor piece of trauma in Seattle Mariners
That's
history.
Crazy.
Which is crazy. It's not even.
That's like if
the Falcons had something more embarrassing than 28-3 or 28-3, which is one of the things, right?
Yeah.
This is what makes the Mariners such an incredibly frustrating team to watch. Is like they have these types of stats, but there's. SB Nation has a really great 6-hour documentary on the entire tragic history of the Seattle Mariners that I highly recommend to any Mariners fan that just needs catharsis in their life while watching this team. I'm probably going to watch it multiple times this season based off of how the first couple games have gone. I'm trying not to overreact. We're only 5 games in.
I'm overreacting. We're going, dude.
You can't.
No, you can.
We got to read.
Can't is not in my vocabulary when I speak about the Dodgers.
Well,
I bleed blue.
Did you watch the game against the Braves last night?
No, I couldn't get it on my TV.
I actually watched the Dodgers game last night.
And I'm not buying another freaking subscription. Not doing it. Screw you, professional sports, for doing this to us. I literally said this like 6 months ago, and I was like, I'm so glad that they're streaming games now, but it's going to turn into this thing where I have to have 5 subscriptions to watch one game. Yeah. And then I can only watch that game if it's out of network, and then I have to go to it's just...
You had a baseball story about little no-hit inning that you're very impressed with.
Yeah, dude. I don't know.
No run, sorry.
I don't know when this was because it doesn't look like it's recent, and I don't know how. Willie Castro's shortstop for the Minnesota Twins pitched an impressive no-run inning with a whopping 39-mile-an-hour fastball. It was amazing. And what was funny to me is like they kept swinging at it. And it just kept popping infield. And I thought it was great. I don't know. I feel like that's more impressive than these stupid torpedo bats. And I don't know why it's not like all over the news of like, look at this dude doing his thing.
So,
and like, why couldn't you do that? Like, I would venture to say like if I seen that work, right?
So this was yesterday.
Could I? Was it yesterday?
It was yesterday. It was the Twins versus the White Sox, which the White Sox won 9-0.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, 5 games in, and it's a 162 game season. So you just.
But
you just
still,
gotta,
if I seen that work, bro, we're in the 9th inning in a close game. Let me get a couple of infield pop flies. Let me get a couple of infield pop flies, baby.
You're advocating for the 39 mile per hour eephus.
Yes,
as a way to get out of.
Why not? Like, how are you going to smack that out of the park
in a close game?
How are you going to smack that out of the park, though? Like, be real.
Well, I mean, you just gotta. I would argue that the White Sox, if they were not up 9-0, would have tried a little harder against. I'm not saying it's not. It's always nice when your shortstop has to pitch and you get out of the inning.
So the ball is slow. You're essentially turning it into like slow pitch.
Right.
And then it's doing this number where it's like up. And by the time you're connecting with the bat, like it's just going to pop up every time.
Yeah. Well, you got to, the way to battle that is you got to straighten out the swing and you got to, just consistently hit singles and doubles. But if you're up 9-0 and you're getting a just softball just served at you in an arc, I'm trying to go yah on that all day long. Like, why am I trying to hit a single? I'm going to try to crank this out of left field at this point if you're going to throw me a 39 mile per hour pitch.
There lies the trap, dude. There lies the trap. I got you. You know what I mean? Because what baseball players, like, I don't want to dog on baseball players, but they're kind of a little egotistical, as every professional sports athlete really is in some form or another.
Right. So
I don't know how they pass on that.
Here's the stat that's funny, right?
Yeah.
Is from this game. Chris Paddock, who started the game for the Twins, 3.1 innings pitched, gave up 9 runs on 6 hits, right? His ERA is 24.3. Now, I know you're not like super knowledgeable. You're still a baseball baby. That's really bad. 24.3 ERA. Really, really bad. And Willie Castro, 1 inning pitched, ERA of 0, which is the best ERA that you could possibly have. You've given up 0 earned runs. So, I mean, based off a sample size of 1 inning.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready.
Rehab your
top
career.
Of the 9th, dude. Whew. My only goal is to make sure it gets somewhere close to the plate.
It's an interesting strategy that I think would immediately
and it was obviously like, yeah, dude, like, what else do we got to lose type of deal.
Yeah, I mean, that's when your position players come in. Ichiro, I don't know if you saw, honored throwing out the Mariners' first pitch on opening day.
Yeah.
Threw an 84 mile per hour fastball for his ceremonial first pitch, which is not, 1, he was not a pitcher, and 2, he's like 50, he's like in his late 50s now, I think.
My man.
84 miles per hour, just an absolute heater to Dan the Man Wilson. And that's really the only good Mariners news that happened.
The one I wanted to ask you about was for the Dodgers. They have a pitcher from, I think, Japan.
Yamamoto.
Who is struggle bussing.
One game
and was seen emotional on the sidelines. Overreact, or does he fix it?
Overreact. It is a 162 game season, and he's played.
What if he's in his head?
2 games.
He's surrounded by talent, dude.
You have so much time to get out of your head.
He can't connect with anybody, right?
You can connect with Shohei.
That's one person. It's a camaraderie sport, dude. Especially when it comes to baseball, like it's got to be about the team. You know what I mean? Like, or else you're gonna have a team like the Mariners.
I think you'd take. I think you'd take a little bit of a breath. It's gonna be okay.
You think he bounces back?
Yeah, he's pitched 2 games. He pitched against the Cubs. I believe that was in the Japan game.
All I know is he better bounce back because Dodgers ain't got no time for that. Okay,
Bryan,
we're going for records here.
You are 6-0 to start the season.
Yeah.
How about you just?
I want to get to 20-0 and then
take a breath. He also is. If that's who you're talking about, he's got a 2.70 ERA. Like it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, but he was struggling.
And
he even said like he couldn't. He was having a hard time with
bandwagoning to the best team in baseball and also freaking out over the fact that your pitcher didn't pitch a no-no in the first 2 games that he played.
Dude, we're elite level. Either you're on this level or get off the bus, dog. That's where we're at. Okay? We're chasing rings, not development.
Oh, good grief.
Okay?
Okay. So our house divided topic.
Is
you actually brought this up to me.
Yeah.
I was very impressed.
Yeah, I've been trying to like I'm so
happy. That
it's just hard to keep track because like there's so many games going on at once. It's like, where do you go?
Yeah, but I'm getting there. Torpedo bats.
Yeah, I think
it's been a big topic of conversation.
Is it cheating?
Is it cheating? And you're not a fan.
I say just the simple fact it's attached to the Yankees is that it's cheating.
You had two players on the Dodgers.
Folks, that's all the time we have today.
You had. I actually, this isn't going to be much of a segment because I'm down to just hate on the Yankees.
Yeah.
If that's the argument, I actually agree with you. No, so it's technically by the rules, obviously legal.
Yeah.
You had two Dodgers that were using him yesterday. You had the Cubs that were using him yesterday, and funnily enough, everyone is absolutely crushing the baseball with these things.
Right.
And you are of the mind you don't like it, which is surprising
because you take
to
away
me.
from the pureness of a game. And I'm not a huge baseball guy, but I know that. So like I'm going to use the NFL as an example. I know that like when they started coming down on what is it called? It's not targeting. That's college. Hitting a defenseless receiver. Or something like that. But I know like when that started happening and like the ticky-tacky PIs and all of that stuff started happening, right? Like what you're doing is you're bailing out offense for what? To put more money in the owner's pocket because people want to see, they want to see offense.
This is such a crazy take from you because you're a brand new baseball fan, and I feel like the thing that keeps a lot of people away.
I've been watching this, right, where it's just like what you're essentially doing is you're rewarding bad mechanics because you've changed the bat, right, and so now because I don't hit it correctly, I can still hit it correctly, and so what does that also do for your development in other like younger areas of baseball, right? Do they start using these bats? You know what I mean? And then it just for me, like these type of things ruin games, right?
I mean, so in my mind, baseball has a problem with being stuffy and taking forever to adopt new technology, new stuff that improves the game. I think from my perspective, you have something where everyone's has access to the same technology. There's no competitive advantage from a standpoint of only it only works for certain players or certain teams or certain climates. Like the physics is the physics. It's your exit velocity, your sweet spot is improved. You're able to hit the ball further, more consistent, and you could see that with the Yankees just absolutely dummying the Brewers with I think it was 9 home runs, 20 run game, just an absolute beating. My thing is what people like to see in sports, what has increased NHL viewership at least, is the fact that scoring is up. You have all these superstars, scoring is up. And I think for baseball, people don't want to watch a 2-1 pitching duel showdown. I will watch that. And in fact, I have to watch that because I'm a fan of the Seattle Mariners.
Oh my God, we're not doing this.
And so
no, stop it.
You're asking me to argue against something that could potentially help my team score more than 2 runs in a game, Brian. That's very difficult for me to do.
Dude,
my poor team needs all the help they can get.
It's greed. It doesn't have anything to, it's just, I don't know. Like I like professional sports for the competition, right? Like it's a competitive, like I don't have a hand up against you. It's my athleticism and my knowledge of the game versus yours, right?
Okay, so I understand what you're saying, but I feel like this flies in the face of your argument last week when we had the NFL dome versus not dome. You said it needs to they need to be doing the most competitive thing possible, and now you're kind of arguing against it. Where I'm saying
because it's not the most competitive thing out there when you're not in a dome, because there's so many factors taking away from like. You now have a hand up, like offense has a hand up, defense has a hand up. Like,
so you're just a defense guy. This comes down to you being an old school Raiders fan where you just want to see defense reign supreme.
No, it's just like, I want to see competition, man. I don't want to see somebody just do whatever they want. I don't want to see a 20-run game. I don't want to see that. I want to see we're going into the 8th, and like I don't also want to see a 2-run game, but it's like 4-5 or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's some offense. Like I'm in the middle, right? Like, but I want to see a competition. If it's just like I already have the hitters and now I've given them an advantage, like that's stupid.
I can understand where you're coming from in that you want to watch a baseball game and not a Mario Super Sluggers game where there's double-digit runs every single game. But I think that, watching baseball games in person, there is nothing, in my mind, there's nothing like the pop of a home run. Bottom of the 9th, walk-off home run, 40,000 people.
Walk-off.
cheering.
What you're talking about is a walk-off home run. You're not talking about just an offense running away because they have... And I think that pitchers will be able to adjust, but it's going to take time, and there's going to be just like this gap of like just insane run games, and I'm just not for it.
I guess my take is I'm fine with the gap while everyone adjusts. I think pitchers will adjust, and I also think that as more people adopt the technology, if the MLB allows us to continue, which as of now they've said,
already come out and said
right. So I think if everyone's going to adopt this, pitchers are going to adjust, hitters are going to adopt this, it's going to even back out. And if the end result of that is we still have close games, but there's just a little more scoring, you get more of those pops, I'm in favor of baseball being a more exciting game. If it was something
like that, but I also just can't get behind rewarding bad mechanics.
You just hate the Yankees.
No. I mean, there's other teams using it, and I just don't think it's appropriate to, like, reward bad mechanics. It's the same thing, dude. Like, this is the only time I will say this, but I stand with Tom Brady when he's like, we are rewarding bad quarterback play, right? Like, he would never, when he's playing Ray Lewis, dude, he's not throwing you over the middle because that receiver's out for 6 weeks after that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But now you can do that because it's like, if I come in too hard, then that's an additional 15 yards.
I think we're actually closer on this topic. What I think at the end of the day, what we want is close baseball games and good competition and not blowouts every night. Because I will agree with you, blowouts are not fun. I think my take is I'm always going to be in favor of more fun in sports.
Yeah, but I think there's other ways to do that, right? Like development. You know what I mean? Like, how about we just increase our development portion of our team? I feel like teams in the professional
baseball is already easy.
Exactly, but I feel like teams in professional sports have gotten lazy when it comes to player development, and that's all across the board. I mean, the Lakers are the king at not developing players and just being like, yeah, we'll draft you and then we're going to ship you out for an all-star. And that's like their road to success. You know what I mean? And like teams just all the time, like you see it in NFL where it's like, oh yeah, this guy's like this highly scouted talent. And then it's like, oh, I don't want to develop you after 2 years. So
I'm not disagreeing with everything you're saying. I just think that's
right.
I just think that's an insane uncle take from someone in their first year of watching baseball for the entire season.
No, because I'm a sports fan and I know that like at the end of the day, real true sports fans, not just like fans like me that are like, I'm on the Dodgers now because we're doing this podcast, right? Like if I was a real baseball fan, I feel like I should be like,
so you're not a real baseball fan.
I mean, I'm not. I don't feel that I'm a real baseball fan yet.
You got to earn your stripes.
I got to earn my stripes. Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna have fun and scream about the Dodgers all the time, but that's neither here nor there. But I just feel like I said, I had the same similar feelings with when all those rule changes came out, and you've seen it where it was just like for a whole season, all the offense had to do in the NFL was just throw edit that. They had to throw like a 50-yard bomb and just know that they were going to get a penalty on the play. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Draw a personal foul every time.
So I don't know. Like I said, just you're taking away from the pureness of a game when you reward bad mechanics.
And there's a lot of takes around this. I think. Like, what about we're going to come to a different place, and the arguments are going to be a little more fleshed out by the end of the year as we see teams adjust to this.
And I think this has to do more with like the idol that I had in professional sports was Kobe, where it's just like, no, I'm not the greatest. You know who is the greatest? Michael Jordan. So I'm going to work my tail off every day to become that, right? Mm-hmm. And like play. It's like to me, you're so like fortunate to be in that realm. Like you should have that approach. You know what I mean? Like. You're getting paid millions of dollars to play a game that you love. There's people that would chop their toe off for a chance at that.
Just their toe, huh?
I mean, probably more than that, dude. You know? So, I don't know. I just want to see more of a emphasis on player development, not just like, oh, we're going to bail them out so that we can get more ratings and then the owners essentially can get more money.
Bryan Fields, anti-science, anti-physics. Strong take.
Yeah. You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first.
That's all the time we have for today.
Yeah.
Unless you have something else.
Yeah, I just want to say Golden State Warriors, you're going down.
Okay.
Just know that.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
They just beat the Rockets. It don't matter. It could be the Rockets. It could be Pockets. Lakers in 5.
Do you care to put anything on that? Because I will take that bet in a heartbeat.
We do not promote gambling
Gamble responsibly. No,
please,
we don't.
If you need help with gambling,
please
come talk to our case man.
Okay, but off the air though, I will wager a lot of money against you that the Lakers do not beat the Warriors. I am a Warriors stan right now,
dude.
But
wow,
we'll see.
Look at this guy. I thought you were a Denver fan.
I don't know, because I love Steph. So even if we're rooting against each other, and we will be, because I am also now a Warriors fan, specifically because they have a rivalry with the Lakers, and I just want to see Bryan's team lose at the end of the day. So even if we're rooting against each other's sports, do in theory bring us together, and we'll see you next time on To the House. So how much are we betting?